Farmhouse Fix Up Part 11, where we are converting our 1870s farmhouse into something we will love. And guess what? Our countertops are in. We decided to go with butcher block because it is a little more cost effective, but it also looks really nice with the cabinets. And our farmhouse sink is in. Look at how good that white ceramic looks. Not to mention the antique washstand I turned into a vanity is in with the sink and the faucet. Looks amazing. And our hardware is in that shower as well. And then the whole entire house is completely trimmed out. You can see it around the chimney there and at the top. I won't bore you with the rest of them, but it's looking real nice. And they had put the tongue and groove, that is the original siding from the house, behind the fireplace in our living room. Looks so nice. They framed it out and it looks amazing. And the mantle is on as well. Not to mention the mantle is also on in our bedroom. Looks awesome. And our door, our only barn door in the whole entire house, is on. We also got the vanities in our master bathroom in. I love that we each are going to have our own vanity. And the hardware is also in our master shower, as well as the toilet. They finished the butcher block kind of waterfall edge we have around our washer and dryer, which are the first appliances installed in the house. They put the cabinetry in the laundry room as well. We're gonna have a sink over there. Just look at this clearance between the basement door and that countertop for those cabinets. If it swells at all, we're gonna have a problem, but for now, it's okay. Not to mention the pantry door is in, the original door from the house that I refinished. Looks great. And then as we head upstairs, that dresser I turned into a vanity is also in. The toilet's in too. And the hardware is in that shower as well. Like I said, the trim is in the whole entire house. I won't bore you with all those pans. I forgot to tell you guys in the last video, they did some of our range hood, piped it out through the back of the house and started to surround it with the wood that we had out in the barn for it. And then it was time to try and finish Jordan's cabinets in his office, putting the doors on. Here we go, looking good. And then we got to the other side and realized the trim was in the way, so we're gonna have to do that at a different time. Then back into our master closet because it's time to install the drawers. Here we are putting together one of the drawers, and then Jordan's putting in the actual shell of the closet unit, and they turned out lovely. Look at how good those look. And then it was time to put the shelves up. I actually lost one of them behind the drawers, but we were able to get it. And here's Jordan putting another shelf up, and we're just trying to determine where we're going to put each of the railings. And we were able to get all of it put together, except there was one bracket missing on one of the railings, so we're gonna have to order some replacement ones of those. Then I went upstairs to start staining those doors up there, and I realized it is way too dark. So fortunately, one of the guys who works for our contractor sanded it off for me. Thank God for him. And then Jordan was messing with the shade of each of our can lights, trying to decide what we wanted in each of the rooms, and we finally got it all figured out. I won't lie to you guys, this was probably one of the more frustrating days we had, but we'll start with the good stuff. So Jordan is filling the nail holes that kind of are holding together that tabletop we have on top of our washer and dryer, and then I'm testing out that early American stain that was too dark the day before, so I didn't shake it this time, seeing if it looks any better, and honestly it is too light. So Jordan is now testing out a bunch of different stains that we had already on the butcher block to see if he likes any of it. Honestly, none of it really is what we are looking for. So we ended up going with one called Fruitwood, which is one I actually picked, and he is very happy with how it looks, as am I, so we went with it. But here I am, back with all the stuff from Menards, getting really frustrated, testing out 3 more, and decided we were gonna go with like a fast-drying early American. The top one, we thought it looked the best, so I went with that, and it still was way too dark, and I ended up having to sand the whole entire front of the door. We left the back just because it's the basement door, we didn't really care. So here I am doing Provincial. So here's Jordan staining the kitchen countertops, looking super good. It's that kind of just a little bit lighter than the natural raw butcher block. And then here's the open shelving that is going in the kitchen as well. And then he is sanding down that washer dryer tabletop and staining it as well. And then this is the countertop where our laundry sink is gonna go. And look at how good that looks. It just gives it a little something extra so that it's not just normal butcher block color, and I think it kind of blends a little bit better with our flooring. So picking up from the day before, we finally decided what stain to use. This is Provincial. I'm probably saying it wrong, but this is our replacement for Early American because it was too dark, and this is a lot more of the color that we are going for. And then Jordan is on to polying the shelves that we're putting in the kitchen just to make sure that that grease that kind of, gets airborne isn't going to ruin these shelves if we don't poly them. And then he's doing the countertops as well. We just want to protect those countertops. We have butcher block in our current house, and it's just a good idea to protect it with poly. He ends up doing actually a couple of coats. Look at how good That looks even with the poly on it. He did that counter that's gonna have the laundry room sink and all of those counters in the kitchen. And then my doors are all done. I'm just so glad we were able to find a stain that kind of matches that first quart of early American that we had, because after that it was just all downhill, as you guys can remember from that previous video. And unfortunately I did end up getting some stain on our bathroom tiles, but thank God Jordan's a automotive detailer and had some stuff that took it right off. This is going to be a pretty short video because we've only been gone for a couple of days, so just a few things have changed. They have hung the floating shelves in the kitchen, and they have finished that front range hood with the wood. It's looking super good. It just needs to be trimmed out at the bottom. And then they've started putting the stair treads on. It's looking so good. We love this flooring so much. And the pantry counter has started to go in. There's still a little bit more to do in there. And then they cut the hole for the sink in the laundry room, so there is that IKEA sink in there. And the new clothes rod for our master closet came in, so Jordan installed that. We have a ton of extras because we had to buy in bulk, so we will never run out. Jordan also got a lot further on the tuck pointing in the basement. He got like 2 or 3 more walls done, so I'm actually super impressed with how far he's gotten because this takes quite a while. So I don't know if I ever told you guys, but they stained our pocket doors before they installed them, and it was too dark. As you know, I've been having issues with that stain anyway, but it was way darker than anything I'd ever seen. So they sanded them down, and here I am staining those 2 doors so that they can reinstall them. And the color looks great. I think this Provincial, if someone's gonna correct me, do it now, is looking very nice, and we really like the color. Then Jordan talked me into helping pick up pine cones. You can see that tree in the upper right hand corner. It drops a lot of pine cones on that new driveway. He wants to spray bug barrier and weed killer, so we're just trying to get the pine cones up for that, as well as so they don't ruin the driveway when we drive over it. And then he had to call our township because our permits expired in like 4 days, so they told us it was fine and thanks for calling kind of thing, but he just wanted to make sure we were good. And then we went to the back of the house, and Jordan's like, go get your camera, this is a great opportunity. There's a garter snake back there. We have some really long grass back there because they've been using it as kind of like a trash pile, so there's a lot of grass growing up around there. But then it was time to go down in the basement. I swear I'm doing things, guys, we just haven't gotten there yet. Jordan is tuck pointing some more. He ended up getting the last corner of the furnace room and that whole entire wall right as soon as you walk downstairs done. And then here I am staining the basement doors. He somehow talked me into staining some more doors, but this is all that's left, which is exciting. And then here is where you notice there's a mouse climbing up the wall where he just tuck pointed. So we were trying to catch it and see if we could get it in a bucket. It ended up crawling up the wall and out of the house, which is good, but the fact that it even made it in is not good. So back to staining, looking super nice. And like I said, Jordan finished that one corner in the furnace room and that whole entire wall right there. And then here is one of the basement doors I stained and the other one. And if you guys didn't know, we have a whole entire spigot in our basement. Not sure why, just if we need water, I guess. But the last exciting thing is we got our new sectional in because the one that's currently at our house will not work. So make sure to come back for the next part. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.